picture of that.
Good, excellent.
Okay.
And I'll take it down.
Okay.
So just tell us a story. Do you have a nice story about the bay or a memory?
Yeah, let's talk about the living shoreline.
Okay. Ready?
Yeah, go
Okay,
for it.
so the Chesapeake Bay Foundation and the Chesapeake Maritime Museum did their first collaboration with the Living Shoreline in honor of my son Kennedy, who was a huge advocate of the bay.
Oh, that's amazing.
And Kennedy and I were oyster gardeners and worked with VIMS, Virginia Institute of Maritime, identifying grasses. And he passed away in a tragic house fire. And there was quite a bit of interest and money raised. And the money raised was to do something here in Talbot County. And this first collaboration was a living shoreline, which is beautiful. And it was a huge outpouring of love and support, and kids from 3 years old to 92-year-old grandma planting grasses. So the bay is the heart of the eastern coast. I mean, largest estuary.
So what do you think people can do, like little steps people can take to help save the bay, do their part?
Okay, lots of things they can do. You want to say something?
I would say just be conscious. Always be conscious that you have to do your part. I think it starts with being aware. And once you're aware, you see the things that need to be done, like picking up trash. And then once you start, you can take it further.
Nice.
Planting trees. Everybody should plant at least one tree. At least one. And don't use plastic. And recycle as much as possible. And buy local, plant local.
So one of the things that the Chesapeake Bay Foundation is doing, and you may know this, is trying to bring farmers, watermen, and environmentalists all together, because we all have the common goal, right?
Right.
And certain issues may divide farmers and watermen. What do you think?
Scientifically, there's a mixture between regular life and science that has to sort of take place.
So what do you think? What do you think can bring everyone together?
I think people should keep their eye on the big picture and not be blindsided by what's 5 inches in front of them, but keep their eye on the big picture, which is leaving this land to their grandchildren. What's that saying? We don't inherit the earth, we leave it to our grandchildren, something like that. But keep your eye on the big picture and don't get caught up in your own specific little egos about catching your little crabs, but keep your eye on the huge picture for the earth.
Absolutely.
Heard that?
Yeah. I would say make sure your grandchild can catch the crab, not you.
Yeah.
Well, and isn't that a huge part of it? Like, I grew up right on the water, like lived on the Chesapeake like my whole childhood,
Right.
and I want my kids to be able to experience that,
Right.
and that is what's so important, right? Like, don't you want your kids to have the same things that you did?
Yeah, exactly. Or better. Don't
Yeah.
you want the bay to be healthier for your kids?
And I also think it starts in kindergarten, that children should be educated, and there should be science projects in every single classroom about oyster gardening and runoff and nitrogen and phosphorus, and all of that should start at 5 years old. Yeah.
So what are your favorite critters that live on the bay?
The osprey comes to mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fox, even the ugly turkey vulture.
Kind of thing.
Of course, the crab.
Yeah.
Snails, crabs,
Eels.
birds.
Not
the mute swan.
Yeah.
Least
Oh, not the
favorite.
mute swan.
Least favorite. They
Yeah.
don't belong here.
Kennedy had an organization he started in Easton High School called the CAMS, C-A-M-S. It was the Coalition Against Mute Swan, because they're non-native.
Yeah.
And then they eat all the underwater grasses.
Yeah.
The mute swan. The tundra swan is native, but the mute swan is not.
They're invasive.
They're very invasive, so they eat more grasses that are hiding places for the crabs. So there was
and also hold their roots are what holds the soil and the sand in place to prevent erosion.
So this was a short-lived group at Easton High School, and they would go out. This might not be too popular, but it's the God's honest truth. They would go out in little Boston whalers and find the mute swan nests and shake the eggs. Because the mute swan is so destructive,
And they don't have
Yeah.
any natural predators
No.
because they were brought over from England,
Wow.
and they just like thrived here.
They're killing the bay.
And they eat all our grasses and nothing
Yeah.
eats them. So we got to shake their eggs.
Yes. CAMS, Coalition Against Mute Swans.
Yeah.
real last question. I guess, did you have maybe some very first-hand experience with this? So you planted the grasses. What improvements have you seen? They're saying by 2025, the bay will be fully recovered.
Wow, that would be fantastic.
What improvements have you seen? And that can range anywhere from quality of water to people being more conscious. What kind of things have you seen?
Definitely the clarity of the water with the underground grasses, SAV, submerged aquatic vegetation, cleans the water and provides habitat for turtles and crabs and all sorts of wildlife. And bulkheads are not good because those turtles that want to come up and lay their eggs, you see more turtle nests.
Yeah, it's stronger shoreline.
Stronger shoreline for storms. Our strengthening storms that are coming up the bay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great job,
So,
guys.
what
I think
else?
we're done. Do you want to say anything else?
No, we're good.
We're good.
Great job.